Hello, my name is Madison Knowles, and today I'm going to be doing my primary source analysis on the Bayeux Tapestry. In the beginning of this presentation, I'm going to get into the who, what, where, when, and why of the tapestry, and then I'll get more into what this did for history and what the tapestry represents. So starting out with, we're going to go with who made the Bayeux Tapestry, which contrary to popular romantic belief, the embroidery was most likely not made by Queen Matilda and her ladies-in-waiting, which has been, for a long time, part of history. That's who was believed to have made the tapestry. As you see right here, the identity of the creator is unknown, and one of the popular beliefs that most historians are kind of on the same page of is that Odo, who is the bishop of the Bayeux Cathedral, and actually half-brother of William the Conqueror / William, Duke of Normandy, and he's believed to have been the commissioner of the embroidery and used it to decorate the new Cathedral of Notre Dame of Bayeux, which was made in 14th July 1077. And you see at the bottom, actually in the 19th century, this tapestry was called Queen Matilda's Tapestry. It's gone through a lot of names, and right now the most concrete one is the Bayeux Tapestry. And actually, this picture right here depicts Odo in the tapestry itself. And how it is done in the tapestry, there's quite a few people, specific people that are included in the tapestry, and usually they'll have their own specific look to them. They might be a little bit more detailed than the other characters, and they'll have their name up here, like here how it says Odo. And while we don't know for sure who made it, we know a lot of the people that are in it. So the who of the tapestry itself. So just to name a few names, we have William, Duke of Normandy, Edward the Confessor, who was the King of England, Harold Godwinson, and then Odo himself. And then, like I said before, they used a lot of distinctive details for you to be able to tell who these people are, whether by giving names or by giving them a specific look. Next, we're going to talk about what the Bayeux Tapestry is. And surprisingly, although being called the Bayeux Tapestry, this is actually more of a narrative embroidery. So it's used to tell a story, and it's made in the same embroidery loop style compared to a regular tapestry. And this tapestry itself, which is a very large tapestry, 224 feet long, 20 inches wide, and 13 inches devoted to the embroidery itself. So that means that although it is 20 inches wide, up to 13 inches of it actually has embroidery in it. Like you see how there's a blank space up top and the embroidery's on the bottom. Still a large portion of it is included. There's a lot of people and characters depicted, like right here. Depicts 626 characters, 37 buildings, 41 ships, and 202 horses and mules. And this embroidery has a lot of pictures, text, inscriptions, and is made on 9 linen panels that have come together to make one large continuous panel. And the current name of the Bayeux Tapestry comes from it being, like I said previously, unveiled in the Bayeux Cathedral. And this picture specifically, if you see in the background, oh, my light's turned off. Oh well, we'll roll with it. And so you see that this mound right here, and how it looks like just a mound in the middle of the water with a ship on top of it. This is actually Mont Saint Michael, which is an abbey, and you'll see that it actually has the name of it and how it's actually in the background of the soldiers, I'm guessing, out on the beach. And then we're going to go into when the Bayeux Tapestry was made, which it was unveiled in the consecrating of the Bayeux Cathedral in 1077. We don't know the official year that this magnificent tapestry was made. We just know when it was unveiled. And then this is just another look at the part of the tapestry I showed in the beginning. Like here, you'll see a lot of names. There's a lot of text. Everything is described on top of this tapestry. So a few things that are going on. We can see right here is the king. I believe it's the King of England is in this spot. And we see them getting ready onto their ships to start the Battle of Hastings, because both countries actually had to meet in the middle of sorts for the fighting to commence. And this was meant to say, where was the Bayeux Tapestry made? Sorry. It was unveiled in the Bayeux Cathedral, as we know, and the reason it has this name is it was actually in the town of Bayeux in Normandy, France, and is actually currently located in a museum in the same place. And this here is an image of the Bayeux Cathedral that once held the tapestry, which is a very beautiful, detailed building. It was really hard to find a picture that showed how nice this cathedral is. Next, the most important is why was the Bayeux Tapestry made, which gets into our main points of the PowerPoint. So this tapestry is very important because it was a very eye-opening account of what was going on during this time of the Battle of Hastings, and it shows a lot of important people at the time, what soldiers were wearing, what weapons they were using, and a lot of things like that, and how art was just depicted back then, because we have this large piece that shows so much detail and so much insight and a lot of text. So this piece gave a lot of information for historians. And like it gives a lot of architecture too, because buildings are shown, people are shown. There's a lot of things that go into this tapestry. And the tapestry itself, as we know, it tells the epic story of William, Duke of Normandy, who becomes King of England after the Battle of Hastings. And so the tapestry itself documents the events leading up to the Battle of Hastings and the Battle of Hastings. And this image is actually in the tapestry itself, and it shows the Duke of Normandy, also known as William the Conqueror. And here are our reasons for the Bayeux Tapestry significance. Our three reasons are: it was a destruction of England's links to Scandinavia, it was an introduction of land tenure and military service, well, a more updated version, and then almost total replacement with Normans in positions of power and influence. So first we're going to go with destruction of England's links, which with the takeover of William the Conqueror from Normandy, there was more emphasis on French relations, as he was originally from Normandy, France. And England's links to Scandinavia were destroyed, bringing the country into close contact with the continent. And this allowed for more trade and development between Normandy and England. And this picture over here is actually an image of the planned Battle of Hastings from the time. And this shows kind of the route that they were taking and where they were in reference to where they were going to fight the Englishmen. Okay. And then this one is introduction of land tenure and military service, which this was the most radical change inside England because land tenure and military service already existed in England prior to William taking over, but he actually revolutionized this land tenure to make it more similar to the Norman version. So he actually revolutionized the upper ranks of English society by dividing the country among the 180 Norman tenants-in-chief and basically intermediate tenants. And then all of them held their positions by knight service, which knight service can be described as military duties that were performed in return for tenures of land. And some examples of military service would be requirement for taking part in wars or expeditions, or riding and escort services. And to obtain the service, a lord could either grant the fief to another man, or someone could bring him in with other knights. And then the number of knights that were actually supplied usually bore some relation to the size of the fief. And over here, this is we see the Bayeux Tapestry up top, and this is a more modern, artistic rendition of what these soldiers looked like. So modern interpretation of Bayeux knight armor, just to give a little bit more insight into what this actually looked like in relation to what was shown in the tapestry. Okay, so here we have almost total replacement with Normans, and we see replacement of the English aristocracy, upper clergy, and administrative officers. And that William transformed the structure and character of the church in England by replacing almost all of the Anglo-Saxon bishops with Norman bishops, which, like we see right here, led to a total eclipse of English-speaking, vernacular, and writing. We actually don't see a lot of English writing come back until the 13th century because of this. And because of this large influx of people taking over all of these religious, political positions, we see a monastic movement, which was similar to what was happening in Normandy at the time, which just crossed over into England. So we see that they took over a lot of religious, political, and even cultural a little bit. We see a big shift because of all of these people from Normandy coming into England and kind of just having a total takeover because of their ruler being from Normandy. So he brought a lot of what he liked about Normandy into England. And so that's why the tapestry itself was important for history, because it was a documentation of of the Battle of Hastings, which was the main event that led to all of these things happening in England. And then in our picture over here, we have the Battle Abbey, which was created by William the Conqueror / William, Duke of Normandy, after the Battle of Hastings. Another really pretty building. A lot of this is just me gushing about the buildings that came out of this time period. And sorry about me looking a little confused in the previous slide, and it went on a little bit longer. I didn't realize I already reached the end of my PowerPoint, which I guess I should have. It's quite long. So these last 2 slides are like my bibliography. So here is, if anyone's interested, you can get more information on this tapestry or more pictures. So, like, discover the Bayeux Tapestry. That the Bayeux Museum website is very good. It has a lot of pictures, and that's where I got a lot of this information from if you wanted to learn a little bit more, because I can only talk about so much in here. And then this is just more of the bibliography. This is like a little bit better look, so you can get into more of like who's William the Conqueror, and this is also the Bayeux Museum website. And then the end. Okay, thank you guys for listening to me ramble about this tapestry and its significance, because a lot of things happened during this time period, and the tapestry represents this big movement of takeover for England in the hands of William the Conqueror, and how things changed for these people during that time. Bye!